name matter of fact, be sure to hit that like, share this content, let friends, neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Let's get it. Come on with it. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Come on with it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. The name is Law Nation. Cowboys endorse Mike McCarthy. Yep. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Mike McCarthy extension, baby? Yeah. What's good with you? Josh, I see you. JV boy in the building. Jameson Taylor. Sadiq, appreciate you. Gaston, appreciate you. Shout out to all of the day ones. Shout out to the sniper gang. You know who you are, gang. Come on with it. Stand tall or not at all. Texas versus Georgia today at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern time for your mind. Let's get it. We're going to watch some college football and everything. We'll do a mock draft situation today as well. Come on with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What's good? All right. Appreciate y'all, man. One love. Appreciate everybody. I know it's a couple of days before the game. We play against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cowboys are pretty much in a situation whereas a lot of people can say, hey, man, we could have been in better deals, but we've been hurt. We've been injured. We've been on this thing called, tanking, but then we're not tanking. Then we're on this other thing. Shout out to you, Nelson. Appreciate you for the like. So that's where we at. But I can tell y'all that the endorsement for Mike McCarthy, sometimes there's life of regrets. Who ever been in a situation where you regretted something, right? You said to yourself, I know that I didn't do my best or I didn't give my all. And if I were to change a few things, then this thing can work out. Who's been there? So that's just what it is. Dak owns filthy, says, I'm calling it Rex now. Yeah, so that's what it is. See, the players, either they can look at Mike McCarthy and Zim and be like, man, these fools don't know what they're doing. Or they could be looking at this situation saying, man, we let Coach down. Oh, my God, we let Coach down, man. Coach, he's a good man. He's a good family guy. He's been good. He called and checked on me, man. Even when I'm down, Coach reaching out to me, man, and letting me know that I can get this thing done here if I do that. And he give us chances after chances, and that could be the situation. But the result speaks this right here, ladies and gentlemen. The results speak that the Cowboys haven't won anything this year and haven't won anything collectively with Mike McCarthy outside of being 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. And we on the other end, we're looking at it like, hey, we want the results of winning the Super Bowl. We want the results of making a long run in the postseason, and we're not getting that, right? So those are things that you have to solidify and quantify when you're talking about the Cowboys. Ledbetter Luca says Mike McCarthy was told that to make Jalen Tolbert into a Devontae Smith. I mean, yeah. When you take this job to be a Dallas Cowboys coach, just know that the culture of the Cowboys will be such, right? Just know that when you start to speak about certain things, you're going to be undermined. You're going to have somebody to pretty much second guess your thoughts, to say, hey, do less Do more with less. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. This is why we want to win a Super. Now, my guy Action Power says this is why we want win. This is why we will not win, right? The Super Bowl again, law. We don't want to change. Yeah, that I do agree with. Let me see if I can get this going for y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. One love to y'all, man, and we're gonna get this going. Before, because it's already 11:39, I'm gonna try to go ahead and show you guys who I'm gonna pick with, far as the numbers for the game or what have you versus Texas versus Georgia. Y'all let me know who y'all want to win, Georgia or Texas. Let me know.
Excited for the weekend and the little 2-game winning streak that we got going here, and the chances.
Let me know if y'all can hear audio
here in the final 5 games. Can't wait to talk to you about all that. But what'd you think of that go for it last night on 4th down from your guy Dan Campbell?
Woo! When it works, you're a hero. He's gone to the greatest coach in the NFL. Had he not made it, he would have been right there with some of these coaches that might be looking for jobs.
I know that's all tongue-in-cheek, but ain't no way a guy that took the Detroit Lions to the place where they are at now will be looking for a job because they didn't get it on that 4th and 1. And I know there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek, but we had a damn coach on our side of the 20. 4th and 9, go for a fake punt. So he ain't looking for a job. So come on, Stephen Jones, make it make sense.
Joke last night we were watching the game. I said, man, if Mike tried that, we might see Jerry Jones back on the sideline there during a game again.
He'd have his whistle and his headset.
So what an exciting finish that was. One of the best Thursday night games ever.
The Detroit team's just amazing what they've accomplished and what Dan's done up there. We've got a soft spot in our heart for Dan. He was a player here, and no one thinks more of Dan Campbell than Jerry and myself and the organization and what they've accomplished. And, of course, the Packers. There's a little bit of us that root for them because a lot of people thought, we failed the test miserably when they came in and beat us, but they're a pretty damn good football team.
Indeed they are, and a pretty dang good football player, the future Hall of Famer Zach Martin with the news yesterday. Stephen, ankle didn't respond well to the rest, huh?
He just didn't, and if anyone knows Zach Martin, which everybody probably doesn't know him well, if anybody could be out there helping his team and competing, it'd be Zach Martin. He's, Jerry and I always talk when you get into, deciding whether you're going to give a player a big contract. He exemplifies what you give a big contract to. And, that guy's been available. If there was any way that he could be out there playing, it'd be Zach Martin. And it's got to be something, obviously, that, is really restricting him. And, I put DeMarcus Lawrence in the same category. Those are two guys that have been in our building for double-digit years that I wish we could just keep manufacturing Zach Martins and DeMarcus Lawrences, because that's what you look for when you want people in your organization that are winners. And I know he's just wanting to get well from this, get that ankle fixed, and go from there.
Hey, Stephen.
Two things I want to say and point this out. Granted, Zach Martin, class personified, one of the better or best guards that we had in this particular organization and franchise. You can put him right behind Larry Allen, or you can put him right there above him. However, I would say this, though. Both of those boys had to fight. They had to fight, crawl, scratch, and scrape for their money, right? Zach Martin had to He had to hold out twice. A lot of people who's not familiar with the situation wouldn't understand that the first time he had to hold out. He had to soft hold out in order to get his money. And then just a year and a half ago, he had to hold out just to get his other extension, right? And on top of that, when you think about DeMarcus Lawrence, he was saying that he had to also fight for his contract. Now, granted, both of these boys been here, like he said, for damn near a decade. So when you start to look at everything and say to yourself, the Cowboys, once again, don't know how to handle their superstars and athletes. They just is what it is. Now, Zach Martin versus D-Law, of course, Zach Martin is a whole lot better than D-Law. But to go back to that point, it is what it is at this situation. We let go Larry Allen and he signed to the Niners from D'Angelo Brown. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But let's listen.
If I could circle back on Zach Martin in the draft and your conviction of how your stack was and Zach Martin being in, you got to, with that linebacker going before you, can you talk about that again, that conviction, and you stood there and battling your dad, and I've seen that, and I mean battling in a good way, I don't mean in a bad way, but him, thinking about kind of circling the room to Johnny Manziel, but you standing there and saying, no, this is our guy. This is our guy.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, and I got nothing but respect for Johnny Manziel. Yeah. I know he's had a lot, a roller coaster, a career he had, and then, his life in general has been a roller coaster, but what a competitor Johnny was. And, anytime in Texas, which no one has more respect for Texas high school football than I do. My son played in it at a high level and had great success.
To that point, Action Powell, you're right. To that point, in Stevens, Jones' eyes, D-Law, and Zach Martin are on the same page. Technically, D-Law counted more against the cap in the last 4 or 5 years than any other player on his team, believe it or not. So, yeah. His contract counted more against the cap than the quarterback, for those who don't even know that. He was counting a lot against the cap for these last few years. And on top of that, I think that D-Law brings in some reverence of, hey, he can stop the run pretty well, and far as being a guy that you can count on doing those things, been marvelous, right? But the problem is he haven't been getting to the quarterback, and he's been injury prone in the last few years, and those are hiccups that the Cowboys just can't overcome. Being injury prone and also falling in love with their players, and when they get their second and third contract, they thinking that they are still in their first contract with it, So those are some of the things we're gonna bring up. But appreciate y'all, man. Continue to hit that like button, share this content.
But when you come out of Texas and you're Johnny Football, then that says enough. And certainly understood why he was right there in the mix. But we had Aaron Donald high on our list, and he went right before us. And we had those players that just came off our board, and then Zach Martin's one of those guys that he's not a sexy pick when you're picking a guard, and we really didn't think he was a tackle. We thought he was a guard because of his length, but we thought he was an elite offensive lineman. And at some point there, when I'm having that visit with Jerry, and it's a hard one to have because Jerry's thinking about having Johnny Football in the building, and of course we already had our own Johnny Football in Romo, who's quite the baller. But just really felt like at the end of the day, after hearing all our scouts give their reports and our coaches give their reports, that really Zach Martin was the guy that should be on our football team. And I know we hadn't won a Super Bowl, but but we've had a lot of great success with Zach Martin being an all-pro, manning that guard position. And there's not a doubt in my mind he's going to have a gold jacket sooner than later.
So like I said, while this commercial about to pop up,
say hi to Lutz, giving your videos a professional aesthetic.
Say hi to Lutz. Hold on, wait.
Color.
Bear with me. All right, skip the commercial. All right, so to make this long story short, there goes to show you that it's hard to have two masters in the house, right? Because this team been a mixture of Stephen Jones' team, Jerry Jones' team, and no other team got these type of things that happen, right? Jerry wanted Johnny Manziel, right? and Stephen Jones wanted Zach Martin. These are the few things that's been leaked out, throughout the course of the year, by the way. So when we start to talk about those things there, the butterfly effect, we could say, yeah, Johnny Manziel, he was a terrible quarterback. He was nobody. But let me know this. Who went to Cleveland and prospered? Who went out there to Cleveland Browns as a quarterback that was drafted, prosper? Because you can look at Baker Mayfield, and I'm not saying if the Cowboys were to draft here's Johnny, that all of a sudden he would have been able to be this marvelous quarterback for us, and we fool around and get rid of Tony Romo, and Johnny would have been able to take us to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that, but the butterfly effect is a real thing. It is. He probably would have came here, probably got his act together, or he probably would have came here and messed the whole entire franchise up by having quarterback controversy and everything. Or it could have put a fire under Tony Romo. And Romo could have been like, shoot, I'm going to work out during the off season. I'm going to stop hitting these girls up and everything. Because Tony Romo was a player. Y'all don't know that. Tony Romo had Carrie Underwood, Overwood. He done had Britney Spears. He done had Jessica Simpson and a whole bunch of women, man. Tony Romo was a player, baby. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother conversation. I got to get my guy computer on the horn for that conversation. Yeah, so we don't know. We never know what things would look like if you were to draft a Johnny Manziel versus drafting Zach Martin. The reality is this right here. Regardless, we don't have a Super Bowl ring to even state the case of whether or not it was good or bad, because we don't got no ring. Regardless of it, it don't have a ring to it. Let me go. Listen to this right here.
When it comes to Zach, I know we were spoiled. We got to interview him last year for our Players show, and he's mine and a lot of Cowboy fans, one of our favorite players. Have you had a player that's retired that maybe pulled on your heartstrings a little bit more than others?
It's hard to put one in Zach's class. I mean, one of the hardest things ever was to let DeMarcus Lawrence finish his career somewhere else. Emmitt Smith, DeMarcus Ware finish his career. Zach Martin, obviously, is in that same category. Emmitt Smith. You're talking about guys who are elite Hall of Fame type players, and this guy represents it all, both on the field and off the field. He exemplifies what it's about to be a Dallas Cowboy, to be an elite player in the NFL, both on and off the field. He represents everything. I mean, Jerry and I rarely will rework a contract for somebody, but we did it because it was the right thing to do for Zach Martin. And it's just there'll be nothing but fond memories, and he'll be around AT&T Stadium. We'll know he'll end up in that Ring of Honor sooner than later, and just a special man Zach Martin is.
On the other side of the coin, things have been kind of nice seeing some young guys on that offensive line, in particular Brock Hoffman. How has he played in place of Zach Martin, and do you feel like he's a guy that you could see starting in the future?
Yeah, he's a guy who certainly is going to get in there and battle. He's got all the grit. He's a leader in that room. He represents, if you look up in Webster's competitor, Brock Hoffman's there. That sucker, he'll get right in everybody's wheelhouse, and he's one of those guys that plays the game to get in the other guy's head. And if there's a melee going on, every time we'll go, for sure Brock Hoffman's in that. We don't see him yet, but he's in the middle of that.
He sure likes to stir it up. What about Tyler Guyton? How's the evaluation of his rookie season? And when he's healthy, is he the absolute starter at left tackle, or is there a competition there?
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's got everything you want. I mean, he's got the length, he's got the athletic ability. It's just, you come into this league and, he's a young guy and you're playing, with full-grown men. And, he's had his share of injuries. And, I know he knows, after being in the league and going against some of the best there at left tackle, some of the best pass rushers our game has to offer, you need to be healthy and you want to be on your A game. So, his era's up. It's just, one of those years where you grow. I mean, you ask Tyler Smith about his first year and what he had to go through, and whether it's a Tyron Smith or any of these guys, there's growing pains when you come into this league. But he's everything you want in a left tackle in this league, and I think he's going to be outstanding.
Stephen, how are we doing with Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb?
Whoa. Stop. You don't need to build a business to generate a solid income.
I think they're both coming along. I mean, those are two other guys that love to compete on Sundays, and, they're not 100%, but in the NFL, when you get toward the back of the season, you're going to have, you're going to have your injuries. And so, these guys are competitors, and they want to play through it, but at the same time, they're going through a lot. And it's been one of those years, injury-wise, it hadn't been a perfect year for us. We've had our challenges, but as you know, in this league, everybody deals with injuries. And, some years you have more than your fair share, and some years, it goes your way. Right now we're having one of those years where we've had a lot of challenges, but we're not looking for sympathy. We're just going out there and trying to win the next game. I mean, we've got 5 football games left. We're mathematically we're in it, and our goal is to go out and win each game week to week.
And I feel like if you could have your 3 starting corners, and of course with Micah back and doing what he's doing, maybe you could keep this Bengals team to a reasonable number and extend this winning streak.
Yeah, well, we're getting ready to go against probably maybe the best combination in terms of quarterback receiver in our league with Burrow and Chase and what they do. So there's no doubt, our goal is going to be to limit them as well as we can, but it's going to be a huge challenge, and they've lost some tough games along the way. They've had one of those seasons that hadn't gone their way, and but obviously this game's huge for us. I mean, every game at the end of the day, with the hole that we're in, every game's a must-win, and we just got to go out there and compete. And our defense keeps getting better each week. We keep getting healthier, and if we'll execute, we'll protect the ball, and maybe with two of the best ball getters in the league the last several years with Diggs and Bland being all-pro corners, and some of their accomplishments. If we can get them all out there together with J. Lou, and then have our rush, and we got D-Law coming, we think there's a scenario where we can get in there and surprise some people.
What did you think of your quarterback, Dak Prescott, endorsing Mike McCarthy in a potential return this week?
Well, I think our whole team endorses Mike McCarthy.
That's the part I was waiting to get to. I had y'all hostage. I've been holding y'all hostage all the way to that part. I forgot to clip the notes of this interview to get to that point right here. So now we can get to the show. But we got some ingredients in there that we can talk about. Jeez. I said I got to start clipping these notes, man. But, to listen to most of that part of that interview is this right here. The entire team endorsing Mike McCarthy. They're going to play this game that, hey, we were hurt. We didn't have our best weapons. Can't fire the man. After doing that, we showing that we fighting for coach, man. He's our coach. Yeah. Yeah, so I know it's been hurting y'all ears, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's gone. I seen somebody said when the Cowboys endorsed the coach, that means a kiss of death. So who said that? Y'all put your names back down in there, whoever said that. Because they did say that the same type of way when Jason Garrett was on his last or his final year of his contract. They were saying they was endorsing him. They were saying that, hey, he can take us to the promised land and these sorts of things. But let me rewind just a little bit, so I'm going to let him speak on this.
Some of their accomplishments, if we can get them all out there together with J. Lou, and then have our rush, and we got D-Law coming, we think there's a scenario where we can get in there and surprise some people.
What did you think of your quarterback, Dak Prescott, endorsing Mike McCarthy in a potential return this week?
Well, I think our whole team endorses Mike McCarthy. He's got skins on the wall. He's won Super Bowl. He's been in multiple championship games. He knows what it takes to win in this league. And same goes for Mike Zimmer. He's been on very successful teams, and we've got a good staff. It's just unfortunately we've had our challenges, and we hadn't been perfect in our execution. And the big thing is what I keep harping on is you got to win that turnover battle. And we've been fortunate, before this season of being at the top of the list in terms of being on the positive side of winning that battle, and usually that'll result in a win. And we just got to continue to protect the ball. We got to continue to execute on the defensive side, get the ball, and continue to get better at stopping the run. I think we're making progress in running the ball, and I think good things can happen for this team.
When it comes to that decision, you'll make it, sometime in the next month or hopefully 9 weeks. Is it just wins and losses that's going to dictate that future?
No, I think we understand organizationally, and we also have much respect for what you guys do. And obviously, you have your opinions, influence our fans, and we know our fans have high expectations. But we also know what it takes to win in this league. We've won a lot of games over the years, but we also understand, that our fans are frustrated because we hadn't taken the ultimate step, which is win playoff games, getting championship games, and getting Super Bowl games, and win a Lombardi. And
that means you don't know what it takes to win. You can't put that on the fans. You say you know what it takes to win games. Now, Mike McCarthy, I get it. I absolutely understand injuries is a part of the situation, right? But there are things that we have to really look at it and say to all of you all, what are the results, right? Shout out to you, Stan. Appreciate you, man. That fish and rice was good, from Playmakers. Be sure to check it out. Whenever you guys are in Dallas, check out the Playmakers Fish and Rice. Yeah, but I would say this, though. If you want Mike McCarthy to stay, put MM in the chat. Give me a call and explain why would you want him to stay. Now, granted, the quarterback banging on the table saying, yeah, I want Mike McCarthy to have some more years here and on his own terms. That is a situation whereas he is peeping into this type of conversation. Just let him cook. Let him cook, basically. And they said that they're not going to put in the win-loss category as a reason for Mike McCarthy to stay. So that's a whole nother conversation as well. What do we put in if we don't want him to stay? Go to put no Mike McCarthy. The thing is with Mike McCarthy that I'm 1,000% in with him. I thought that he would have a little bit more fight, a little bit more bite. I thought that he would have been able to walk around in his last season with a little bit more sense of urgency, a little bit more or less of yapping about this and what we got to call better plays and these sorts of things. Like naysayer, you the one calling the plays. So that's just why I'm saying that, my patience done ran thin with Mike. I've fought for Mike. I said, come on, give the man a chance. But when we see the same issues and the same stumblings and rumblings and not being a person that can stand on his own 2 feet, about who's going to start, who's not going to start, and saying, hey, if you're going to fire me, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, then fire me on my will, I thought that was going to be the situation. But to hope that Jalen Brooks is going to get better, to experiment with Jalen Tolbert, to say, hey, we're going to do running back by committee. We're going to run the ball more, and then we ran less. To bow down, to know to go into this season with the understanding that you're going to start 2 rookies on your offensive line, knowing that you've been around football for all of those times and knowing that that's not your best 5. I needed more from him. I needed more from him. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. And I haven't vetted this, but I'm just going to say this right quick because we really don't have to listen to more of this interview because they finna talk about some bull sugar.
Done, so it's natural that the criticism comes our way.
You're not a child.
Yeah, so that's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And they got some hell of a commercials on this damn thing. Hold on, let me get rid of this one right quick. Bear with me. All right. So I want to play this because this is a different mindset. This is the mindset that I want the Cowboys coaching staff to exhibit and exude. And I know it's me wishful thinking, right? And I think I had it somewhere saved in somewhere in one of my reels here. Let me see if I can find it. This is what I want, from a coaching aspect. Let me see if I can get it over there.
The head football coach for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm excited to be the head football coach of the
That's
Dallas
what I
Cowboys.
want. I thought Mike was going to give us some of this.
He inherited a program in its darkest hour.
Are you part of this group? Yes, I am. Asthma, Mike? Get over there on that other field and have some asthma. Get out of here.
Losing is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Get it up, Bees! Nice quickness, nice cut, DJ. All right.
When it comes to moving men, there is no one better than Coach Johnson.
Michael, 2-hand. Don't be cute. Don't be pretty.
Be good.
There wasn't a minute that I was around him in the 2 years that I played for him that I and everyone on our football team didn't know who the head coach was.
And he looked me in the eye and he said, I have no doubt in my mind that we'll win here and we'll win big. Write it down.
What a ride.
That's when he said, there's no doubt in my mind that we will win here. We will win big. No doubt in my mind. I want that type of stuff, man. That's my coach. I know I can be wishful thinking. I want a coach that can walk in here and say, no doubt in my mind, we will win. And we will win big. I don't want no docile coach. And we having the same freaking, I get it, we lose, but we shouldn't be losing with disciplinary stuff. The same issues we've been having in 2020, we are seeing in 2024. We shouldn't be seeing that. That's all I'm saying. Disciplinary stuff. It don't matter how much talent we have, but it's the disciplinary stuff that I'm getting really upset about.
It's been Jimmy Johnson's taking his team from the absolute worst to the absolute best in 4 years. And Dallas, your Cowboys are the champions.
2 in a row. How sweet it is. We don't ever live our lives right down the middle. We're either here or we're there.
So when Jimmy said we don't live our lives right down in the middle, we're either here or there. Shit. Outside of Barry Switzer, I get it, that was Jimmy Johnson people. Shit. Ever since then, we've been living our lives right there in the middle. We've been right there in the middle of everything. We haven't been on top. We haven't been on the bottom. We've been right there. Dave Campbell's 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. We didn't suck enough, pause if necessary, to even get a chance to draft a Michael Vick or, to a degree, Peyton Manning or any of those boys. We've been right in the middle. That's the worst spot to be at, baby. The worst spot to be at is right in the middle. Stuck in between. Purgatory. That's the worst spot to be in. And we got a coach that he literally have this team performing right there in the middle. D says, where is the more influence on his terms? The Mike McCarthy said he said he had more and he had did. Oh, no. Let me read this very slowly. My hooked on phonics. Let me take my hit of coffee. Where is the more influence on his terms? The Mike McCarthy said he had more of here than he did in Green Bay. Sounds likely that Jerry had the gun pointed at Mike McCarthy under the table when Dak defended his coach. Mike McCarthy got to go. D, you right. You demand your terms. And if your terms are not solidified, then you don't take the job. You got to demand your terms. You got to. In life, you got to demand your terms. Keep Big Mike, bring in Eric Bieniemy, OC. UCLA just fired him. This is from Thomas A. Garrett. Yeah, that is good thinking right there. That is by far really good thinking outside of the box there. That is. I ain't going to go against that. But the reason why I'm saying that you got to demand your own terms, you got to be willing to fight for the things that you want, is because you can't just be lollygagging and pussyfooting around and expecting someone to bend to your will, right? You can't. You can't do that. And we heard storylines after storylines that even Ben Johnson, he said, yeah, when it's time for me to be a head coach, I got a set of terms. I got a set of things that I'm willing to put out there before I even accept this job or any job. And a third of the Cowboy Nation said, damn, well, that means he ain't coming to Dallas. Because those are the actuals. Here it is right here. Let me see if I can pull it over.
So, Albert, when you have the success that Detroit's had, other teams will want to raid your coaching staff. What are you hearing on all that?
Well, Ben Johnson's certainly going to be at the top of a lot of lists, but the Lions offensive coordinator is planning on taking a very different approach to this hiring cycle than he has to the last couple. He will not chase interviews. If he takes an interview, it's going to be with the intention of actually pursuing the job. And to that end, he has a couple of criteria. Number one, he got
a certain criteria. Number one, what'd he say?
Looking for organizational alignment, in particular between the GM and the head coach. And then he'll be looking for a recognition from the organization of the things that have gone wrong and a willingness to fix them. And of course, Ben Johnson's not the only name on the Lions coaching staff that's going to garner interest. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn's done a great job as well. He's got connections to both the Jets and the Saints. He played for the Jets. He coached for the Saints. I'd expect both those teams to have interest in him.
No doubt, no doubt. So whenever you in a situation, hey, these are my terms. These are the things I'm willing to align with. That's Ben Johnson. So more influence, like Dak speaking for Mike, but damn, Mike need to open up his own mouth. And it don't seem like he have a problem with that, as big as he is. So he should be able to open his mouth up and say, hey, these are the things that I want. Ask and you shall what? Put that in the chat. Come on with it. And no pun intended at his size, So he know how to open his mouth to eat, then he should be able to eat these type of things and say, hey, Jalen Brooks, I like him, but he's not good enough. Hey, Ezekiel Elliott, that's a long tooth. We bringing him back for what? Naysayer for what? I got this youthful over here, I need to be able to be in this draft to do certain things. And I'm not saying that we lost because of Zeke. But you have to start moving around like you are the man. Yeah, yeah, he wants a passive leader, Lord. Good guys finish where? Let me know what good guys finish at. Jeez, shit. Nice guys finish last. You know what I'm saying? You see, people got it all twisted. People think that even even biblically speaking. I'm always take it back to that. Oh, man, Christ was a docile type. No, he spoke with authority. Don't y'all know what speaking with authority is? People, when he went to that tree and there was no fruit, that joker was hungry. He was trying to get something to eat. The tree didn't have no fruit. He cursed the tree. You think that he said, shucks, man. Oh, man, politely, tree, you are now dismissed. No. He probably said, F that tree. That tree probably withered up and went to asunder, y'all be getting the storylines mixed up, he cursed the tree because he was hungry. Can you imagine looking down there and you said, man, I'm going to walk 12 miles to get to this fruit tree, and the tree don't produce no fruit? Y'all thought that he was sitting there like, oh, poor tree. Malachi says, Law, do you think any serious coach's candidate would ever consider coming to Dallas where you forced to be a yes man to Jerry? Yeah. A coach that got the cojones. Yeah. A coach that got the mindset and the will and the fortitude to say, yeah, Jerry, you the man. But I'm the grown man here. I'm the coach. You know what I'm saying? That tree was dry. It just right, Thomas A. He probably cussed that tree out, man. They just trying to, let me write it a little bit softer. But in actuality, yeah, you got to have a guy that passionately love to coach, that passionately love to seek to accomplish their journeys. Jim Rowan says, when the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Yeah. So for one mountain, peak is another mountain's foundation where they can literally start at. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that can be motivated. A lot of people can be motivated by conquering new things. Most fellas, most guys, we're going to go out to seek to conquer. Conquer. That's our mindset from the beginning of time. No matter how many no's, we're going to try to conquer it. Yeah. We're going to try to go out there and grab it and get it and hold it and say, these are the things that we are. We are much more than a conqueror. That's just what it is. We try to conquer our goals. You're going to have to find a coach that got that type of fire to be here. Yeah, so you got to, ladies and gentlemen, and that's just the bottom line. Before this game get to going and getting on all its way, I just wanted to say that this episode is also brought to you by Underdog, the number one fantasy in the land. Especially download Underdog. The information is in the description box, but use promo code LAW. We're just gonna do this quick exercise before we go into the next point here. I think that Quinn Ewers, he's going to throw. This is a championship situation. This is a game that we know that the 80 boys are going to try to sling the ball all over the field. I think that he's going to go with higher. I think that, and this is just me just going through this list too, by the way. Let me see who else I'm with. Dylan, I think Dylan going to get us more than 38. And you guys can do the same. My guy Isaiah Bond, I think that he's going to do more than 38. And then we're going to go right here with this situation with Underdogs. I love it because they got the higher or lower category. You can pick up to, I think, 11 of them. And when you go down here, we'll put 15 in. Let's see if we can turn 15 into 53, and we'll play it right here, baby. See, boy, I'm telling you, baby. Let's confirm right here. I'm going to share this right here with you all. When you download Underdog, just be in mind that we as the Cowboys, we are the underdogs of this whole particular NFL. Everybody wants to hate on us regardless of the situation. We are the most hated team in the National Football League. And if you think I'm lying, just look at this chart right here And that's what makes look the Underdog Fantasy should be the official app for all of the Dallas Cowboys. If you should forever be the underdog because we know our shortcomings. Yes, indeed, we know where we at with this whole situation. We give everybody their best. Look at the hate tree. San Fran, they hate the Cowboys. Green Bay, they hate the Cowboys. The Eagles, the Steelers, we the only one, right? Let me know. Let me know if I'm lying. Let me know where I'm wrong at. Boy, they hate us, boy. Boy, they hate us. But that's okay. Speaking of hate, let me see if I can pull this up so that you guys can talk about this one too. There's a certain quarterback that plays for the Texans that could be a situation, not now, but years down the line that could be in the mix with the Cowboys. And let me see if I can find that clip for you guys. Appreciate y'all so much. Let me pull this over here. Pull a string and I wink at you.
Okay. What do you want him to go NFL-wise?
Oh, okay. I hope he'll play 3 years at Texas.
Okay.
I hope he'll play 3 more years.
Good. 3 years in Texas.
But, it's funny. Nobody's ever asked me that. Right off the bat, if somebody asked me, I'd say Cowboy.
Yeah. So Archie Manning, one of my mom's favorite quarterback when she was growing up because she's a Saints fan. She was a Saints fan or what have you. So she knows all about these Mannings here. Says he want Arch to play for the Cowboys, So that is a situation down the stretch. And we talking about 2-3 years from now before he can even qualify. So shout out to that. Let me see. Could care less about the front office and the team endorsing Mike McCarthy. I'm done with Fat Mike and his foolishness. Keep it up, Law, with the great content. This is from Get Right or Get Left. Yeah, come on with it. Yeah. To anybody who don't agree. So it is what it is. But there is a situation. There is a situation that we can look at and say that if you fooling around and looking into details of this particular team, and let me go to the NFL mock draft. Let me clear this commercial. Boom. Kill that commercial. We're going to pick the Cowboys. We're going to do 2 rounds. We're going to go standard. We're going to go slow. Now we're going to go fast with it. We're going to enter the draft, and let's see what we can come up with. Baby, let's see what we can do right here. We're gonna try to get this show on the road. Appreciate y'all so much, man, because I know y'all like mocks or what have you. Yeah, and I ain't talking about neck. Let's get it. All right, we ain't going to do no trades. It's too soon to do all of that trade stuff. All right. Woo! Yeah, baby. All right. So depending on where we at right now, ladies and gentlemen, this the 13th pick is where we at slotted at. I have on the board right now Mason Graham, Ashton, not Cooker, Kutcher, Genty, yeah. Luther Burden, Malachi Starks, Jalen Milroe, yeah, and we got Jalen Walker. Whoo, y'all want to go draft right now? Would you rather have Michigan Wolverine Mason Graham to fit right on in on defense, or would you rather have Ashton Genty? Let me know in the chat right now. Or I'm telling you, I'm putting the pressure on y'all because I already know who I would go with. Then you got Luther, not Van Draws, but Burden. Yeah, come on, baby. What y'all going with? Come on with it. And I know it's early. Y'all, somebody said right now, Law, we going to win the Super Bowl. Come on with it. Throw this away, come on. No more Jalen's. Dak coming out for special teams. What you talking about? Neither. Arcade TV. Okay, I feel you. Genty. Okay, we got Graham in the house. Wolverine. We gonna hit one day on these Wolverines. Come on, baby. Shit. tacos. They saying that that taco didn't hit Jordan Lewis. He probably kind of quasi hit for us, right? Yeah. Luther too little. Graham. All right. Y'all saying Genty. Graham. Boy, see how hard the draft is, baby? Oh, my gosh. Yeah. He's a smaller wideout. Yeah, he's so. Hey, man, stop talking about he's 5'11". Y'all wouldn't say Steve Smith, not A, but Steve Smith Sr. is a small wide receiver. They are supporting this guy by the trench drafting. Genty, baby. See? All right, so y'all making me sweat over here, man. Oh, y'all making me sweat. I can't stand y'all. All right, so in actuality, my philosophy is if you have tags that's touching and you see about 4 or 5 players, tags are touching, like Mason, Genty, Luther, and if you still have Starks up there and those tags are touching, you pick up the phone. That's when you will and deal. Don't get too cute because you only want to move back one spot. You know, you don't want to slide back multiple spots. You would say to yourself, hey, I got the 13th picked and I'm looking for multiples. I'm looking for multiples first round picks for this year or next year if you really want this spot, right? Then you can play that game. But if not, if there's no bidders like that, if there's nobody willing to give you the world for that 13th spot or to trade back just a few slots, then what you do with this right here, I hate to say this, but I got to say this, man. I hate to pass up on Mason Graham. But with it being Law Nation, the Cowboys select Genty. You know, so that's what I would do. I like Graham. I trust me, you know. But man, all right, so we're gonna not offer these trades. We just doing 2 rounds. We just doing 2 rounds. Now, I'm biased, you know what I'm saying? I got Princely, who's Mississippi Ole Miss over here in the building, and then I got Quinn Ewers right here. We got a safety, Nick from South Carolina. We got Trey Harris. There's your offensive lineman, go Emory Jones Jr., baby. You got Jahade Byron, and then you got the Campbell kid from Alabama. You got these other suggestions. You got Mike Green, Donovan Jackson. You got Omarion Hampton. So y'all can shank me with the butter knife. Would Mason Graham, we just doing this exercise, would Mason Graham and Omario Hampton been a better combination versus Genty, and let's say we go with the edge rusher Princely? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say that's just where it goes from here. So just giving you guys those exercises, man. So what they did was they gave me an A+ with Genty and they gave me an A with Princely. So this is how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. You could have taken Graham and then got Hampton next. Law, come on, bro. Yeah, I'm just saying this is good exercise. Hey, shit. Cool. Let me see what Tankathon. See, Tankathon, when they did their draft selection, they went with Malachi Starks. And let me see their 3. They went with Malachi Starks, who's I really like his tape. And they went with Omarion Hampton. I think Genty. Look, how y'all feel about Genty? How y'all feel about Genty, though? You know, are you guys sleeping on him because he got all of those touches? Are y'all sleeping on him because he got all of those touches? Are those touches kind of scaring you away? You know, are those touches kind of like looking at it like, man, law of diminishing rates of return will be upon you. And if we keep Mike McCarthy, he's going to have to run out of shotgun. Standing to the right hip of the quarterback or to the left hip of the quarterback. You know, I mean, what I want to say is, it's by far hard. It's hard to please. And let me go right here. And let me see. Hold on. Bear with me for 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to send something right quick. I thought I already had it loaded, but this is just me doing some horrible radio right now. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. I think I got it right here. I'm going to pull it up. I should have saved it earlier. But we're going to pull it up. Pull a string and see, I'm producer law over here. Well, y'all look at that. Hold on. Cowboys endorse. Bear with me. The whole entire team endorses Mike McCarthy. Let me see if I can pull this up on the fly. Because Genty is in the same kind of sort of warehouse as these running backs here. And I've seen some people say, "Hey, Law, he fumbling now." Genty wins games by himself. Okay, bear with me. Okay, and get out of the way. Get your butt out of the way. All right, I got it. Boom. I got the graphics finna upload over here. Boom. All right. Here's what Genty is on pace of doing. 2024, Genty got 2,497 yards. 2007, Kevin Smith have 2,567 yards. Whatever happened to Kevin Smith on the next level, y'all? Y'all help me out. What happened to him? And then in 2014, Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon was one of those backs that we were looking at it like, man. And what did Gordon do in the National Football League? Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. He did a lot of fumbling, right? Because if the only one out of this list that's very sustainable is Barry Sanders, right? Right? That's the only one. It's Barry Sanders. So how do y'all feel about this? Let me know in the chat. I'm willing to listen to y'all. How do y'all feel about this? Because what are the odds? Is Genty more of a Melvin Gordon? Or is he more of like he could happen to what happened to like Kevin Smith? Now, not putting that hex on the brother. Yeah. What happened to all of these boys that had one of the most yards in a season in FBS history? So if you pick up a Genty, and he's local, he's a local kid, right? They ran him into the ground. Yeah. And where's Melvin Gordon at right now, Y'all help a brother out, HBO a brother, Yeah. So with that being said, man, like I said, the draft is a crap shot, right? So I just have a feeling like, if we ain't doing this stuff right, man, we fool around, pass up on Genty, and we be like, damn, look at Genty. We fool around, pass up on Ollie Gordon. We be like, damn, look at Ollie Gordon. We pass up on Judkins or Amari Hampton. If we can't get rid of this damn curse, we're going to be forever, ever, talking about this, ladies and gentlemen. And if those who say, hey, man, I don't believe in curses and stuff like that, boy, we need to figure out ways. Because we keep missing on some of these players, man. Oh, my gosh. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're talking about getting ran into the ground, let's say, for example, you driving down 30 or 35 or you on 20 and somebody run you off the road and run you into the ground, who you going to call? Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get to it.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
Yes, indeed. That's Frenkel and Frenkel Law Firm. And with that being said, personal injury lawyers. They are located here in Dallas. So by the time you move to Dallas or you in Dallas area, 817-333 and 214-333 should be tattooed into your mind when it's time to call a personal injury lawyer. Even if you slip and fall at work, you drink some coffee, it's too hot, it scorches your tongue, you better get on that phone and call Frenkel and Frenkel Law Firm. Yeah, I wish I was that lady. Yeah, I wish I was that lady. True story, I think she won about $10 to $15 million on a lawsuit from McDonald's. The damn top of the coffee was too hot, and she went to go drink, and it kind of melt her mouth all inside, pause if necessary. And she sued for not having a caution thing on there. So, yeah, a personal injury lawyer will be able to help you out with those type of things. So be sure to get that going. Let's go. I got the first caller from the 910. You are in. What's good with you?
Law, what's good with you? You know who your boy is. Too cool.
Too cool. What you got, man? What's good with you, man?
Hey, so question, real quick. So, first of all, I want to take Gentry. Gentry ain't played against nobody. Not one defensive player that's in the top 100. Right?
Okay.
My question is, though, would you, how do you move up in the draft to take either Will Johnson,
okay,
or Travis Hunter?
All right, so this is what you got to do. We seen like players fall in the draft, right? Like around this time, people, I believe it was like, I think it was Vach Lombardi. If I could be wrong, it could be Vach or it could have been somebody else that was banging on the table for CeeDee Lamb. And people like, man, CD ain't going to fall that damn far. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were like going at him like, no, he don't know what he's talking about. Right? And he fell to the 17th spot. So what you have to ask yourself, from a wide receiver perspective, how much better or how better is Hunter over Lamb and the other kid that went crazy? His name is Jerry Jeudy. How much better as a receiver is Hunter is over there? Or is he a better DB? Is he better than Trayvon Diggs? Cole, you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So I'm asking you, like, we thinking that Hunter may go number 4, number 5 respectfully, but what the next program, will somebody see or value him to that level? Is he better than an A.J. Brown? Is he better than, dare I say, I remember DK Metcalf coming out, and we thought that them boys, they took their shirt off and everything, stomach muscles and tatted up, and they was like, damn, they already had grown men body while they was coming out of college, and none of them boys got drafted in the first round, I believe. Is he gonna be better than Justin Jefferson?
But you can't. Law. The question is though, you can't ask no GM that in the NFL right now, and you can ask no fan that.
Right.
There's only one person you can ask that question to, and who is that person?
Only one person, like Jerry Jones or somebody.
Only one person you can ask that. Everything you just said, is he gonna be better than A.J. Brown? Is he better than Trayvon Diggs?
Yeah.
Is he better than Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb? The only person that can answer that question is who?
Is him? I guess him. Shit. I don't know.
Deion Sanders.
Oh, Sanders. Oh,
well, shit. That will play him both ways.
Sanders gonna hype him up anyway. That's his extended son.
Yeah, but man, so long. I tell people this: we got to start giving Deion Sanders credit when it comes to certain things, right?
Right.
The only reason why if Shedeur Sanders comes to the Cowboys, I'm not taking him if his daddy don't come. The only reason why I wouldn't mess with Shedeur if his daddy don't come, because his whole life, his dad has been his coach at every single level. So if I'm a coach and Deion not in the room, how do I deal with Shedeur? Is he calling his dad? Because we know that's going to happen.
Right.
But when it comes to a player going both ways, since Charles Woodson, Deion Sanders is the only freaking coach that had the kahunas to really just be like, you about to play both ways. Because he's really good like that.
He good like that. So all right, so let me pull up Tankathon right quick again. You know, you got to ask yourself, how much would you be willing to trade up for a product like that? And granted, if he naturally falls to you, you take him. But if you trying to trade up, look who you trading up with. You got Jacksonville. I don't think that he's to the kind of caliber. Do you think that Hunter would be the first player off the board for Jacksonville?
No, I think Jacksonville go for offensive lineman.
They go for an offensive lineman.
They trade.
Yeah.
They trade for offensive lineman and trade out of the first pick because they're not getting a deep. You can't get a cornerback.
Yeah.
And not too many years ago, you traded Jalen Ramsey, so you can't go back and get another cornerback because that fell right there. So to me, that's why they don't go get a cornerback because they fell with Jalen Ramsey and traded that man.
Yeah. So you got Vegas, you got Giants, you got. I don't know who's gonna be willing to dance with you outside of probably Cleveland, New Orleans, and Cincinnati. Maybe Chicago, but I don't see him falling that far down that stretch, unless he can bum out, man. You can probably find gun under the seat. You know what I'm saying? Fell on a drug test or something. I don't know. Maybe he don't perform well at the combine. There's so many gray areas with that, and people are saying that he's a little injury prone and these sorts of things, that he had to play through injuries. And I haven't been really following his numbers compared to other top wide receivers or other top DBs in the national football, in the college level. So I don't know, bro. So that is a question right now. It's still too soon.
Hey, Law, I think the best three players in this draft, because I think this is probably one of the worst drafts in the past 10 years. This is probably the worst draft in the past 10 years, right? I wouldn't get Gentry from Boise State because I'm going to get me a Cowboy that's already a Cowboy in Oklahoma State, because I think Gordon just don't have that squad that he had right now. There's no way you're going to the year as a Heisman favorite and a Heisman top 5 finalist with the squad you got right now based off the production you did last year.
Right.
Oklahoma State running back, he does that. He's like that. He's a bruiser.
Yeah.
I love him. My top player is Travis Hunter, the boy from Arizona, and then Luther Burton. Those are going to be the three, and they all receivers.
They all receivers.
Draft are all receivers.
Give me Ted over those other two then. I just want my wide receiver. I don't want somebody that can go both ways. I just want my one product. And I could be 1,000,000% wrong, but the NFL is so complex anyway. So I want my focus and my mindset to be on one. And I know for sure that the Cowboys value draft as their bloodline. So they're not in the business of giving up draft picks to move up, especially in a draft like this. They are going into this mindset that they think that they can find their Travis Hunter in the 3rd round or the 4th round. You know how the Cowboys do. So I'll go with Ted.
Law, I beg to differ. And I tell people this is why.
Why?
Deion Sanders played for the Cowboys. Deion played for the Cowboys. Deion said behind the scenes, not out loud, not publicly, behind the scenes, he will dictate, he will interfere basically where Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders fall. If Deion can tell Jerry that if you can get up to the 7th pick, I make sure Travis is there for you, I think he move up. That's behind the scenes.
But also, his alignment's also with the Atlanta. I look at Prime, my man. He's my guy. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Prime is also a chauvinist too. So you got the Atlantas, you got the Raiders out there. He was just talking about, hey, go get this and get that. And then on top of that, to also quantify this, he also played for the 49ers and he played for the Washington. He played for the Ravens. So Deion played for a lot of teams, bro. I'm just saying. But I get what you're saying too. Cool.
Yeah, but that leads me to my next question though.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Cowboys win this weekend 3 in a row, because you was talking that sugar about Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
So if they win this weekend, because if the Raiders called you and said, "Hey, give me your 1st pick in Dak, and we'll trade you the 2nd pick," would you take it?
Say that again. Now say that again.
Give me your 1st pick in Dak. We'll give you 2nd pick in the NFL draft. Would you take it?
But see, they ain't finna take that contract, $250 million, bro. They ain't finna take that.
No, that wasn't the question. If the Raiders picked up the phone and said, "Hey, give me Dak and your first round draft pick. We'll give you the second overall pick in the draft. Would you take it?"
Hell yeah, I take that. Well, to that degree, if they're gonna take on to the whole entire contract, and if only the Cowboys don't value and view Dak Prescott as the end all be all, then yeah, I'll take it. But that's meaning that you finna blow it up and finna start all the way over again.
It don't mean that though, Law. Because if Dak was a starting quarterback and Dak got hurt last year and Cooper Rush went 5-1 without him, because right now Cooper Rush 2-1. If Cooper Rush
Cooper, you saying Cooper Rush is 2-1? How we been winning these games, bro? Have you been watching the game?
Yeah, that's not the point, Law.
But no, the point is with Dak Prescott, I'm not gonna just take one first round. I'm gonna have to need multiple first round draft picks, plus for them to also take on his contract. So my counter would be, I would get your one. Yeah, you can swap the pick with Dak, but I want your next year's one too.
Law, don't say you hungry, but try to get a full plate and a whole pig.
Shoot, how much did Carson Wentz go for?
But you saying you want to? What he went for?
Shoot, he went for more than one or something like that.
Yeah. But when you look at, so in the NFL, Law, when you look at what goes wrong for one, other people start looking at that. So I can't go into a negotiation table and looking at what Carson Wentz got, because where's Carson Wentz at now? He got traded for all of that stuff that looked good, but he didn't start.
That's the whole point.
He's basically not in the league right now.
But that's the whole point of fleecing. I need to fleece. I need to get on top of it, you know. But in actuality, the Cowboys don't move that way. And Dak Prescott got the first right to refusal, you know, so he can say, well, you know, I can sit on my $250 million until the year 2032, and ain't nothing you can do with me. You know what I'm saying? Because he got the no trade clause on his contract for those very much so reasons. Real quick though, so in closing,
last point though. This is my last point, and the reason why I say that is this: it's almost at the end of the year, and we're doing everything that we do the previous years. It's at the end of the year, we winning right now. So in Jerry and Steven's mind, they want to come out here and start talking publicly now. Because if you think about it, you go back, we ain't really heard from Steven in a minute. They don't want 2 games in a row now. Steven talking Jerry in the house sick, right? But my whole thing is this: if the players are fighting for Mike McCarthy, and the Cowboys are 2-1 right now without Dak, if we win the next 5 games in a row, who is the problem?
They're gonna lean on. Well, if you watch the game, you'll see how this defense been really stifling and shutting things down, and you will see that also this offensive line by getting rid of. So with your analysis, you know, are you saying that Zach Martin? Because I can flip it back on you. So you saying Zach Martin was the problem? Right? Are you saying literally? Yeah. So at the end of the day, bro, I mean, we can literally. Cooper Rush don't think that he's better than Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's just what it is. Cooper Rush, the players, all of the players that I talk to, they don't believe that Cooper Rush is better than Dak. So how can you say that to quantify that? Yeah, Cooper Rush somehow is a better option or choice than Dak Prescott at this point. You know, that's just what it is.
What you just said. Listen what you just said, Law. You just said that the players don't believe Cooper Rush is better than Dak.
The players themselves.
I'm a third string receiver. I hear you, Law, but if I'm a third string receiver, I'm not going to sit here and say that Cooper Rush is better than Dak. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to distributing the ball and getting the ball to different people, Dak not with that mentality that I got to get it to CD Lamb. That's not what Cooper Rush doing right now. Dak going out there, I got to get this shit to CD Lamb. If I don't get it to CD Lamb, he going to be mad. So that relationship, that chemistry is there. So from first option to Dak is CD Lamb. First option to Cooper Rush is I got to get this ball out of my hand. I got to get the ball out of my hand.
Man, you know, what you are justifying or trying to solidify it's based off of what we did against the Washington. No offense to Washington, but what we are saying, what we did against Washington and Giants, is the solidifications of what we should do for the remainders of the season. I can't take that to the grave. So what I can say is that just continue to watch this football game, bro, and watch what this defense been doing, and watch how hungry Rico been running behind this makeshift offensive line that in these last 3 games, Rico been averaging 5.2 yards per carry, which is a really good thing for us. And this team is playing as a team, right? So we just got to be happy for those things. But I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for calling in, bro.
All right, Law. You have a good one.
No doubt, man. That's too cool. Now, granted, here's the other thing, too. Not to pivot, not to make this about Dak Prescott versus Cooper Rush, or Dak Prescott that I'm cheerleading or pom-pomming for Dak Prescott. That's not the case, nor the scenario. But in actuality, come on, man, let's be real. We were not averaging 5.2 yards per run when Dak Prescott was under center, or when he was the quarterback here for the first few weeks or what have you, right? We didn't have the amount of defense that this defense is doing now, with Parsons getting to the quarterback, with my guy turning the page, number 13, being able to create these type of pressures, right? I mean, we just figured out that Josh Butler could play at the other end of the DB side, right? And he got hurt. Bland is back. So all of these things, man, is working now. And of course, Kavontae Turpin getting him more and more opportunities. So I get it, man, to have the notion to say, yeah, these last 2 games we're winning because of Cooper Rush. Man, I can't. Look, I get it, man. I want Cooper Rush to win all the way out. I want Cooper Rush to be blessed and all of those things. But Cooper Rush, y'all got more faith in Cooper Rush than Cooper Rush have faith in himself. You know, that's just all I'm saying. You know, y'all got more faith in Cooper than Cooper. You know, that's crazy. But neither here nor there. This is what Dion said.
You are truly a blessing, and it was well overdue. They almost got me mad. I started to boycott everything when they did what they're supposed to do. Now I just need you to do one thing. I need you to draft those Sanders boys.
Yeah. So that Dion pleading with the Raiders head coach, you know, Pierce, that hey, you need to get them Sanders boys. And if he's doing that for his son, his extended son, yes, he's gonna be doing the same thing for him too. You know, that's all I'm saying. All right, let's go get the next caller on. I have Coach Q from the 469. What's on your mind, Coach?
What's up, Law?
Not much, man.
You know what? I think everybody needs to kind of remember what your argument was for Dak Prescott. Where all them Dak haters was coming at you in your comments about how we need to get rid of Cooper Rush. You were like, okay, get rid of Dak. You were like, okay, well, what's going to be your replacement?
Right.
And none of Dak haters can come to you, Law, about the replacement. The same thing can be about Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
Like, dude, if we look at the league, let's look at the facts from when he's been the Cowboys coach. He have had 3 consecutive winning seasons into the playoffs. Did it end like we wanted to end? No. Then this end of the schedule, to be honest with you, when you look at it, he have a chance to go 9-8. So he will have 4 out of 5 years of having a winning record. Last time I checked, it's only maybe Law 3 or 4 or 5 coaches in the whole league that can say that.
Okay.
And one is San Francisco, another one is Kansas City, and Law, I'm really trying to think. Oh, maybe Philadelphia. I mean, like it start to get hard when you start thinking about. And this is a coach that's been putting up with Jerry Jones now and their shenanigans. I mean, so like think about it. He has been able to be successful with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, Cap Boy. He's just been able to do that. Law, I don't know how many coaches could have done that. Be successful without having a front office that will go into free agency. Dude, Law, to be honest with you, I really don't know how we do it.
As fans, right. Knowing that this team is not going to go out there and scrape and get quality players in the building. All right, so with that statement, it sounds as if though, Coach, you are endorsing Mike McCarthy. Now here's 2 stands. I for damn sure don't want him to be here for just a 1-year contract. It's more of the same.
Come on.
So you're going to have to bless this man with a 3 to 4 year deal. And, hey, pay attention to what Dak said. Give this give this man more influences to do things on his own term. And then we'll see who the real Mike McCarthy is. But I think that those are things that Mike need to speak for himself, too.
And one thing, Lord, that I think I call you, when I talk to my friends, the philosopher. Be careful what you want, because the grass is not always green on the other side.
Facts.
So that's the whole thing. I want the Cowboys fans to think about. Like, I really wish that it was some coaches out there that we could go get to know, like, okay, you know what, they're going to be successful.
Right.
And you can do that if the problem law is that we do not have a regular front office.
We don't.
We don't. I mean, if we did law, it'd be so easy. Oh, go get Ben Johnson. Oh, go get this guy. Oh, go get that guy. No, you have to find, okay, who can smooth Jerry Jones and Steven Jones? Who can really develop, because we know we're not going to get premium free agents.
Right.
Law, guess what? Your window started to get smaller and smaller.
Right.
And some people say, oh, I hate Bill Belichick. Well, dude, when you start listing what you need, that's the only guy that really
they'll be willing to take it, you know. And then what we have is the great divide, right? We can't, Lord forbid, we can't win games, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we no longer need, like, let's say, for example, in the last 2 games, right? Let's say CeeDee Lamb wasn't here, and we had like the Mingo and Kevontae Turpin to just be there, you know, and we win the game the same way. Well, we really don't need CD, you know. That's how crazy this fan base be, you know. Right, well, man, we win it in spite of CD. Well, we can just get rid of CD. We can put him on a trading block, even though we paid him money. We can just win with Mingo and them. That's just how this fan base is too, though.
You know what the funny part is? If you really want to know how good, and you know I'm a coach, you really want to know how good a coach is, do you continue to win when your starting quarterback is out? Mike McCarthy is one of the few coaches in the NFL that has a winning record with a backup with a neuter arm. This is facts. I mean, dude, I think we all would agree, Winston in Cleveland has a better arm than this dude, but he can't win.
Yeah, he can't win.
I'm just
dog. I feel exactly what you said. Hey, Matt Flynn, you know, I've had nightmares because I thought we were going to go into that game and we going up against Matt Flynn. It's impossible for us to lose, right? And we got our ass handed to us. And because Mike McCarthy was on the other end with his backup quarterback and he won, you know. But let me throw this in too, Coach.
Yeah.
You was on the money when I talked to you about Cooper Beebe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you was like, hey, he's good, but right now Brock Hoffman would be better because he gives away what he's going to do with certain things, right? Mm-hmm. And, of course, you know, because you were talking about how you were breaking down how he like to snap the ball or something like that. He gives a telltale away, and you've been a coach. You was able to see that from the stands, you know, and you said, watch what he do. And you pointed that out, and I'll forever remember that. But politics plays into this particular game, and I'm not saying that I didn't want Cooper Beebe to go through those growing pains. But at the end of the day, if you can identify those tendencies that was wrong with him, and that was wrong with, you also said some things about Tyler Guyton, that he wasn't ready, and now look at it. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you was right. You know, so shots, I want to give you your flowers on that. And I think that it was you, too, that said, hey, man, Martin ain't ready, bro. They're going to have to figure it out. And you broke down the offensive line just like that during training camp.
And then the last thing, the Cowboys fans probably forget this. In McCarthy's first year with the Red Rifle, up until the last game, we had a chance to go to the playoffs. And you want to get rid of that? I just remember that up until the last game, Law, we had a chance to go to the playoffs with a losing record.
We did. All right, we did. But my thing is, to me, even though we got to be careful what we wish for, Coach, I just look at it like this. I feel, and I could be 1,000,000% wrong, I just don't feel that Mike McCarthy is banging on the table enough And I get it, because that could be the situation that the Joneses, they would not allow anyone to do that, bang on the table for their players. But that's why I'm sitting there saying, like, look, let's bring in somebody else. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
And then me, I just want the Cowboys fans, if we bring someone in, give them a fair chance, man. Give them a fair chance, and please, because you know how Cowboys fans do it. If we bring in a coach, he's not doing as well, they be like, we should have got rid of Mike McCarthy. So just I'm like you, Law. For me, I'm okay. I'll be fine if they bring someone in, but Cowboys Nation, just give the guy a chance. If they do that, and just know, guess what? You might have growing pains.
Right.
You might. And because guess what? 9 times out of 10, most coaches in their first year, even if you have a good team, they have stumbling blocks. And Cowboys Nation is so weird. We'll start time. We'll kick a man off the bridge and say, why we kick him off? And we don't want to kick them off.
Yeah. The only team that I can recall, before I let you go, Coach, is that first year they brought him in and they won the Super Bowl. I think it was those Broncos years when they remember they made it to the Super Bowl, and
yes, I do.
And he kind of like wet the bed. They got blown out by the Seattle Seahawks, and then they fired the coach. They brought in another guy, and it was more of like, hey, they played as a team, and of course they got a whole bunch of slew of free agent guys, but they won. They ultimately won the Super Bowl. I think coaching changes like that, you can make and take a team, but you got to do the number one thing. You're going to have to spend in free agency. And that's how they got Peyton Manning his second ring.
1,000%, boss.
Appreciate you, Coach. Appreciate you, man.
Always.
All right, good call from Coach Q, man. Put your hands together. And he's one of the guys that scouts. He's up there at the Cowboys training camp, combines, and beyond. I forgot the name of that coach, but y'all let me know in the chat. What was their coach name that they went and got him, and it worked for them. They won the Super Bowl, but one can argue that the way they won it is because they went and made a lot of moves in the free agency, But to get back to the point of Mike McCarthy not being on the hot seat, I don't like to be toyed with. I don't like to be played around with. If you're gonna bring back Mike, Jerry Jones, and Stephen Jones, even though I'm ready for him to go, then don't bring him back for a one-off. Nah, bring him back for a 3-year contract, 4-year deal. And then have stipulations within the confines of that. I do know that money is a major thing with the Dallas Cowboys. They like to pay cheaply. They love to pay cheaply. All right, let's let the next caller on, and be sure to check out all of the information, man, that's in the description box to help grow the channel. I thank y'all, love y'all to the moon and back. I got from the 603, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy.
Hey, Law, let me hurry up and tell you this right quick, man. I'm on the lake, man, so my signal may go in and out. But anyway, hey, look, man. You know what? The Cowboy organization is like, it keeps doing this. It's keeps passing up opportunity over and over again, man. We keep passing up opportunities over and over again, or passing over opportunities repeatedly. That's what poor means. And here's the deal with McCarthy, man. I want to see him come back, but he's got to make some changes in his coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball. We got to get a dog. We got to get a dog of an offensive line coach. I don't care if you got to go to high school rates. Get an offensive line coach that's fiery, that knows how to coach the offensive line.
Right.
And number two, I wouldn't mind seeing them change out maybe the running backs coach. I don't know, but we got to do something on his staff, man.
Right.
Because we can't keep having the same things coming up again.
Right.
I like Zim. I like what Zim has on his staff on the defensive side.
Right.
But and also, we haven't had I like that kid out of Arizona, McKinley. We haven't had a receiver taller than 6'2" since Bryce Butler, man. We got to get some tall receivers, man.
Whoa. Now Jalen Brooks, man, he's 6'10", 6'10" out there almost. Keeps stumbling over his feet. Mingo, he's 6'2" and a half. Jalen Tolbert is 6'2".
We need we need a receiver that's taller than 6'2", Law.
Oh, taller than 6'2", huh?
Yeah. All our receivers are basically the same size, man. All of them, same height wise. I mean, we need somebody that's at least 6'3", 6'4", running down the middle of the field. And we don't attack the middle of the field. We always attack the edges. We never attack the seams. Never. I mean, we attack it with the tight end every now and then, but we never attack the middle of the field. And so that's my deal with McCarthy and his thing. He's got to get his program in. If he's not going to put his program in, it's going to be more the same. But if he's going to put his program in, implement his program, and get a coach, some fiery dog coaches on the sideline, because he's not a dog. McCarthy's not a dog, but he needs somebody on the offensive side coaching that's a dog. A couple of them on the offensive side of the ball. And so that's what it is.
Well, hey man, I get it. You know, the personnel and the change up and the switch up will be something that we can ultimately use here, because I don't 1,000% believe in Jeff Blasco. I don't, bro. And he's offensive running backs coach, and Mike Solari. I think that I got to give Mike Solari a damn pass now. We got to, because now we're seeing Brock Hoffman. Now we're seeing TJ Bass. We're seeing Cooper Beebe. So we're seeing. Go ahead.
I can't have. I can't do it.
You can't do it. But it go back. It go back to Coach Q though. It go back to Coach Q. Like, be careful what you wish for.
let me tell you something. Law. If we could go and dig up Hudson Houck, I'd be all for it. Hudson Houck was the old offensive line coach that we had when we was winning the Super Bowls.
Yeah. Old, man. But I appreciate you, Cowboy Roy, man. Thanks for calling in, Chief. Good call from you. Yeah. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. So, I don't know, man. You know, y'all got me thinking everywhere now, bro. Y'all got me thinking everywhere. Too cool. He trying to trade Dak off. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Coach Q, he calling in saying, hey, look at it from this perspective, Law, about Mike McCarthy and his shortcomings and these sorts of things. And now my guy, Cowboys Roy, saying we need everybody to be 6'2" or taller, 6'3", you know. It's like what the damn women want. Women want a guy that's got 6 foot. He's want to be 6 foot, 6 figures, and 6 pack. You know, he got dog. Boy, there's some hard standards to live by, right? Jeez. Oh my gosh, man. Let me see. According to information that's just been updated, Cowboys, DeMarvion Overshown has been limited this week with a hamstring injury, but he's still expected to play, be a game day decision. I mean, every time we do something good, man, these damn hamstrings and these and these injuries, man. I got and I hope Overshown can get back. Don't want to rush him. Don't want to tear his hamstring. Knock on some wood. Let's go with Adam from the 623. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Underdog.
Yo, Law, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Great. You sound good.
So before Coach, I want to address the other caller, and I want to segue with you with these questions. So I'll start off. It's not an indictment on the caller, by the way.
Right.
So, is Cooper Rush, in terms of raw attributes and abilities, better than the Drew Lock? Yes or no?
Is he better than Drew Lock, Cooper Rush?
In terms of raw abilities, like when it comes to like the right system, the right play call, is he better than Drew Lock?
Nah.
No. Okay. Is he playing better than a Bryce Young?
No.
Okay. All right. So now it's getting interesting. Is he better than Jimmy Garoppolo?
No.
Okay. Is he better than a Brock Purdy, who's arguably compared to Dak Prescott?
Nah, he's not better than a Brock Purdy. No way.
Okay. So you see this double standard and this, this hypocritical stance on.
They saying your audio is a little low and and muddy a little bit, Muddy.
Let me fix that.
All
But
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's better right there. Yeah.
So basically, just to kind of like reiterate, I think it's how come Minnesota, Green Bay, no matter where it's quarterback 1 or quarterback 2, there's no drop off in their production. It's because of the play caller. They're able to exploit and also manipulate the players' attributes and what their weaknesses are, and be able to build a game plan around those players.
Right.
And I feel like the game plan with Cooper Rush will work just as fine with Dak Prescott. It's like we have a one-dimensional game plan. We have no dimensionability when it comes to like trying to iterate our game plan around those set players. So to use that one-faced argument that he's better because the offense looks cleaner, the running backs running the ball better, it's because they don't fear Cooper Rush. They fear the run. They don't fear his arm. Everyone's able to sit on routes because his it's short to intermediate routes, like his capabilities of it. So I think it's a fallacious argument. I don't think it's an argument you can really use to argue that Cooper who's better. I think we've had too much meddling with play callers and coaching staffs. So that's why we're not being able to see the true extent and potential of our staffs. And I would say in terms of coaching, I would say we should keep McCarthy, but the only thing is he has to have full authority. The only time I felt he had true authority over the team was in 2020, our lame duck year. When Dak got hurt. Because I felt like he was able to reel the team back and motivate them, the smashing the watermelon game against the Vikings, all of that. So it hasn't been the cleanest since. We've had a change of play callers, you had change of just different dynamics and philosophies. So I do feel like overall, like what's happened since going outside, but what's happened since what's happened since that has been just a trade-off. But that's neither here nor there. I think if we are going to allow Mike McCarthy a chance, you have to marry him with the contract of Dak Prescott, because I feel like he should be given that opportunity, because I feel we shouldn't, just like how we kept Jason Garrett for about 13 years. I don't think we should abort ship just because of
1 year. The only thing is that this is the end of life of his contract, right? So either you're going to extend him for 1 year or 3 or 4 years, and I agree with you. If you want to keep him and you don't want more of this same, then you're going to have to say to yourself, let me give him a real contract, 3 to 4 years. You just can't give the man a 1 year contract and expect this team to change it out, because everybody that we talking about, like offensive line coach, the running backs coach, all of those guys are also married with the head coach, and that's not going to marry well with them and their families and trying to get things in the right perspectives, So I guess, Go ahead.
That what I would also say too is if whoever we draft, and this will be like my second in closing, but whoever we draft, it's not going to really matter if the play caller doesn't want to take that initiative to say, I want this.
Right.
Because I feel like there's too much meddling. Why didn't Mike McCarthy wait till Dak was out for the season to say, this is our running back? That seems very fishy to me, because it's like he really didn't have no control. And like I was the one that said, I feel like Jerry's pointing the gun under the table when Dak defended him. He's like, he didn't mean that, right? No, you didn't mean that. And that's why it looks. That's why Mike McCarthy had to go on the presser and say, I don't know what Dak's talking about, because it was like it's like someone slid the gun under the table and he was like, hey, what's he talking about?
Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah.
But what I will say is, we're talking about Genty and Judkins and all these other running backs, Ollie Gordon in the draft, but I want you to look at one of these later draft round picks. Vach gave me crap for it after the call, but I want to see if you have a little bit of a different perspective. It's a running back from ASU. His name is Cam Scatterbo. He's playing lights out. He's like a late round draft pick, but I feel like since we like our later guys and when that's who we really scout, I would like you to give him a look, because I feel like Genty's a long shot, Law. I don't think we're getting him.
Okay, cool, man. I appreciate you, man. That's Adam, man, calling from the 623 with his points on everything. And what I'm trying to get at is, guys, this is not Dak versus Cooper Rush. This is not Cowboys trying to make a divide between the reason why, because anybody with natural eyes that can see that these last 2 games, yes, it's been heroic. Yes, we can talk about special teams on what Cavante Turpin was able to do, and we can talk about this defense too, that was able to slow down what the Washington were coming into, right? Even though they was losing 3 or 4 games in a row and they just won last week or what have you. And then we can talk about the game against the Giants, right? On how we were able to win with a scoop and score. Y'all acting like we blown out these teams. Y'all acting like that these last 2 games is how we used to play the Washington and the Giants, when we had 4 under center, when everything was healthy. It's not the same. But what we can do is not take a dump on Cooper Rush for managing the game. We need for him to manage the game against the Cincinnati team. Right? We need for him to do that. We need for him to control the clock, TOP, run the ball for this defense to also play sound defense and not give up chunk yards of plays. So that's what we ultimately need to do. But this is for dog sure not a Cooper Rush versus a Dak Prescott conversation. The more y'all say that, it makes it feels like, man, are y'all sitting at the short table with the Crayolas, right? Are you riding the short bus? You know, when Cooper Rush was available on the free market, even when he was 5-1. 32 teams passed up on him. Not 31, 32. Meaning that even the Cowboys, to a degree, passed up on Cooper Rush. And then they brought him back. Yeah, so that's just how it goes. So at the end of the day, we need for him to manage the game. We need to run the ball. And we need to also play good, sound defense. That's just what it is. So that's all I'm saying. So at the end of the day, we won't be going back and forth and arguing over who's our second and third string quarterback versus our number 1. Because we the only team in the National Football League that do this. You know, good grief. I got from the 908 Swayze, and then I have my guy Fargo from the 402. Come on, Swayze, talk to me from the 908. Talk to me.
What's going on, Law?
Not much.
The objective Cowboy fan, the only right Cowboy fan who's been right for the past couple of years. Like every time I talk, oh my gosh, I'm always right. So I don't really get it. It's like I don't want to. Like it's like I act like Democrats. Like I don't get it. But I think first of all, Mike McCarthy is staying. Right, and I think you know that too, right? Like,
I think that the way we look at the leaves on the tree, the tea leaves,
like he's basically going to say, because what happens is Jerry's looking at Mike McCarthy and saying, "Oh, they still fighting for him.
Yeah.
Like they playing hard. Oh, and don't let us win these next 2 games. Oh, we still had a chance to make the playoffs. Like, oh, and the starting quarterback was out, so Mike McCarthy is going to stay." It's basically Jason Garrett and Tony Romo over again. Like we're doing this again. Like it's a rerun. Like this is the reboot of what we went through in the 2010s, but we're just going through it in the early 2020s. And I just don't understand how. Right. Like it's a mirror. Like remember it was remember it was Tony Romo fanboys. Like Tony Romo couldn't do no wrong, even when he threw interceptions. Oh, Tony Romo can't do no wrong. And it was Jason Garrett apologists. Now fast forward, now it's Dak fanboys and Mike McCarthy apologists, and I just don't get it. Like it's like Jerry Jones. Once Jerry Jones,
put it like this though.
Biography. I'm reading it first.
Put it like this. How do you win games with Tony Romo?
Run the ball.
Run the ball, right? See, damn boy, you smart, because in 2014, Tony Romo passed for 300 yards. One time that entire year. One time. In 2014. That was by far his best season collectively. And on top of that, what was our record? You know, on top of that. Yeah. On top of that, we had a guy that was running the ball, had 1,800 yards. We had my guy, Dez Bryant, had 16 touchdowns. And the problem is, the number one problem is is that people gave Romo all of the credit, gave him every credit, from the people that's thinking about it. They gave him all the credit. What the Cowboys should have done in 2015 is to re-up DeMarco Murray, right? Instead of letting him walk because whatever crumbs that you didn't want to pay him, you should have re-up my guy, Dez Bryant. But what they did, they let these two contracts get in the way. And they said, there's more meat on the bone. There was a lot of people that couldn't stand DeMarco Murray because he fumbled the ball. And they said that this guy, Joseph Randle, is going to be able to run better because he showed a lot of bursts, And that offseason, it was the same offseason that we had this year, but the inverse. They didn't want to pay DeMarco Murray. They let him go, and they didn't want to pay Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant had to fight for his money. Look how that season went.
And I actually blame Romo because Romo should have called their bluff when they said, "Oh, it's too much money." He should have been like, "All right, let me give up $4 million and let's give up $4 million of some of my contract so we can keep DeMarco Murray." Like that's why I don't get it. This is why it's the difference between the Romos and Daks and the Tom Brady's, the Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
they will give up millions to win rings because they know from an investment standpoint, they know they're gonna make millions more once they keep winning these championships. It's almost like it's almost like we just get the wrong people, bro. Like people just don't get it. And to be honest with you, just to go ahead with the run, because I do think we should get a running back this draft. The dude hit the nail right in the head. The dude from Arizona State, Sambu.
Sambu, I'm looking him up. Is Cam? How you spell Sambu?
No, Scatterbu.
Scatterbu
from Arizona State.
Scatterbu.
From Arizona State.
I'm gonna look him up.
The white boy.
He's a white running back. He's Christian McCaffrey.
He's a white running back, but he's nice. Like, I'm dead serious.
Scatterbu. Nice. The dude name is Scatterbu. I can't wait to look him up.
That sounds like a Cowboys running back.
Right.
Scatterbu. From the 70s.
Yeah.
But that's actually like because Genty, I'm not giving up a first rounder for any running back. Like that. First of all, I think we should be more aggressive in the draft and trade up to get a dominant defensive tackle. That's just me. I've been saying that for years, but it's just me. I've been saying that for years. Get a dominant defensive tackle, but also, I just think like we're going through this. It's just I don't know, man. Like I don't know what we're gonna do. To be honest with you, like it's just we gave you gotta admit we gave Dak Prescott too much money, right? That was too much.
Well, my thing is with his contract, they're gonna have. There's no way that they're gonna just say, okay, next year they're gonna take the $89 million cap hit. There's no way. So there's gonna be some movement around his contract. They're gonna restructure before June or what have you, so that he won't take that $89 million cap hit. And they got 4 voidable years on his contract, so. The only thing that's in the way of Dak Prescott contract is nothing because they're going to move all of that stuff around. So I will see from there what they're going to do. That's the only thing because you got 4 voidable years. This contract goes into the year 2032, bro.
Yeah, but do you want to do that? Do you want to still use the credit card, as people would say, use the credit card to charge yourself back 4 or 5 years down the line when he probably might not even be the Cowboys quarterback, right?
I guess.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to put yourself? Do you think we a player or two away? Because if you restructure his contract, that means you're one to spread that cap around to other positions. Do you think we 1 or 2 or 3 players away to win a Super Bowl? And if we're not, why not just hold that $89 million and say, all right, we're gonna be trash next year. We're gonna be trash.
Nah, dog. You gotta understand.
Swallow the pill.
You can't swallow that because it's 89 this year, and then it's like another next year, and it's another 80. Yeah. Let me pull it up.
I thought it was 60 something. I thought it was 89 this year. Then the next year is like 60 something, like 65 million. Something like that.
You did that contract with the mindset knowing that you're gonna restructure, and that's the only thing. So I think that using the Dak Prescott contract as a ploy, it's just terrible way to do that. And the Cowboys. All right, so here it is right here. Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Okay, so it's 89, and then it's 67, then it's 61, and then it's 71. Yeah. You can't take all of that. Can't take all of that on the chin, bro. You can't take all of that on the chin. Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but you can't. Like if we like, because I remember the New Orleans Saints was doing this with Drew Brees. They would take half his contract, they would spread it around, and they would use all. I mean, they're going through it right now. They're going through cap hell due to what they was doing in 2019, 2018. Do you want to go through that same thing? Like, are we 2, 3, 4 plays away from a championship run? I think our window closed. So why not swallow the pill? Be trash. Get those top 5 picks consistently, so you can build your team up 3, 4 years down the line. You guys know what I'm saying? Like you I, honestly, because we all Cowboys fans. Honestly, anyone in chat, do you think we're a couple of players away from a Super Bowl next year? Like realistically. So now, if we in rebuild mode, rebuild, right? Like I'm talking about rebuild as in we're gonna be trash.
The only way you in a soft rebuild, you can't be in a complete rebuild mode because of the fact that you got these big fat contracts with Dak, and as well as you got to understand you got to add CD Lamb too. So those contracts, you can't do it. You can't just eat that money like that. They did everything now with the intentions to know that they living with this, and it'd be funny to see how they gonna navigate with all of these cap figures now, because they've been talking about the cap for so long. So I don't know, man. The Cowboys, by the way, they just do crazy things like this, and we'll see how. Let me see where Lamb cap hit. See, Lamb cap here is 35, 33, and 36. So that's a lot of money, man. Even Lamb hit. Yeah.
But look at the point. This is why it's different between smart organizations and organizations that's mediocre like ours. The 49ers. Do you think the 49ers are gonna pay Brock Purdy top quarterback money, or like more than what Dak Prescott is being paid? They already talking about it. They say no, we'll pay Brock Purdy, but we're not paying him 65 like over Dak Prescott or the same type of money. We'll pay you 50, 45 million. And the way the season is going about now, they have the leverage because he only has 13 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. They have the leverage to pay him a reasonable price range. And I think that like we have to look at other organizations and see what they're doing with their above average quarterbacks. Like they don't automatically give their above average quarterbacks top QB money.
In closing, you got a big sample size out of Jaguars. You got a big sample size to a degree out of Joe Burrows, and as well as the Philadelphia Eagles. They all paid their quarterback $250 million, and they're not worrying about caps and these sorts of things.
So this is the closing topic. So because I see everyone make that exact same situation as far as, well, look at the other teams. They pay their quarterbacks. First of all, the Jaguars are trash. That's number one. Number two, the Bengals are also trash once they play Joe Burrow because they can't play their defense. Now their defense is giving up a whole bunch of points. And even Joe Burrow, who is elite, is throwing like 4 or 5 touchdowns per game and still can't overcome it. So even if Joe Burrow can't even overcome that, what makes you think Dak Prescott can overcome that, who hasn't even made it to the Super Bowl, but Joe Burrow has made the AFC Championship twice and the Super Bowl once? That's number two. And that's number two. Number three, what Jalen Hurts, the Eagles are going to be trash in the next 2 or 3 years or so because his cap number is only $20-something million this year. Now, once it gets to that $50 to $60 million, his third and fourth year when he gets into his 30s, that's when the Eagles are going to be trash. And now the Eagles gets right into rebuild mode and get their future quarterback because they know based on the way Jalen Hurts plays and he bangs into his body a lot, he won't be able to be the exact same player that he is at 31, 32. So even when they planned it and they planned his contract, by the time his contract gets to that point, they can slowly transition into a new era of the franchise that they're currently in right now. So that's what I'm saying. The difference is they playing chess and we're playing checkers.
Well. Let me just say this. I ain't worried about that because them boys, they know how to slip out of that. They don't use cap space or cap issues as a hindrance for them because they know how to handle the money, and they got an escape for Jalen Hurts after the year 2026 anyhow. So it's just what it is. I'm looking at his contract now. He's getting paid $250 million, but his hits, like we are literally paying about 5% more on the cap for Trey Lance than they are paying less than what they're paying for Hurts over there. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
So it's just crazy.
They have a good Harry Roseman is a great GM, and we have someone that's the same age as Joe Biden, still thinking that he's like, he's not doing it to his son, but his son is playing Madden franchise mode. Like he don't know what they're doing, man. But I'm gonna let you go, and it's gonna be a tough couple of years, man. It's gonna be really tough.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. And just to clarify all of this, I love to pull up Hurts' contract to let y'all know that these contracts are feasible. And right now, Hurts, let me tell y'all something. It was a 5-year deal, $255 million contract, right? All right, so let's pull up Dak Prescott contract for those who out there. 4-year deal, $240 million contract with an $80 million signing, right? So here's the difference. When you spread out the money the right way and the long way, the money's still the money. The money's still the money. They got 4 voidable years for Hurts. In 2023, last year, he was counted against the cap 2.74%, $6.1 million against the cap. This season, they only paying $13 million. The next season, because they went in line early, they didn't wait till the last minute. They're going to pay against the cap 21. Then they're going to pay against the cap 31 and 41. And then 47. And then their biggest hits, 1, 2, 3, 4. His contract goes into the year of 2032. Meaning that, hey, he's going to be with the Eagles all the way up until that time frame. But here's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. By them able to stretch and pull that one extra year out, instead of them paying the likes of, let me show y'all our cap figures, a 89, a 67, and a 31, and a 61, and a 71. Those are 2 different light years of different payments, baby. Definitely different payments, but you're looking at basically the same amount of money. If I can tell you you're gonna make $250 million, it's still $250 million, no matter how you slice it up. It's just that the Eagles, they sliced that thing up a whole lot better than how we sliced it up. And we went to fighting and tooth and nail and all of these things for those types of money. And the thing is, his cap hits is never going to be excruciating as it is for the Eagles juxtaposed to us. And I hate to give them boys flowers, but he's only counting against the cap 5.31%. 7.9%, 10%, 13%. Whereas Dak over here, he's counting 32, 23, 19, and 21. We don't have people that know how to do math here in Dallas land. We don't. And both, by the way, got a no trade clause on the contract. That 1 year due means a lot. You're exactly right. Because you can stretch and pull. You don't have to put your team into those type of constraints there. And the money speaks for itself. I got from the 402, you're live on the nation. Talk to me.
Hey.
What's up, Fargo? You going well, man. Can't complain.
I'm over here listening to Swayze like that man sound like Dirty Dancing. He dance over here, want to throw some dirt. He want to dance over there, throw some dirt. I'm like, God, dog. I came to talk about the topic for today about Mike McCarthy, if I could. I want to break something open to you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm here to officially voice and speak out loud the case for Al Harris as head football coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Now I've been listening. This has been building because I've been thinking like, man, we've been watching. Mike McCarthy. It's like I had a bet going with my mom 2-3 weeks ago, like maybe 4. It was like, well, they're gonna fire McCarthy before or after Thanksgiving.
Jeez.
And well, he doing some things and all of this, but what I think it comes down to, and I've been listening as it's been going around, because about 4 weeks ago we were like, fire Mike McCarthy, we're gonna need to go get Ben Johnson, or we need to go get Bill Belichick, and we need to go get this, we need to go get that. And the last 2 weeks it's been like, Yeah, Mike cool. Yeah, Mike cool. So what it comes down to, I think, is a balance of continuity and change. And I'm gonna break this down if I can for you a little bit, Law. On the continuity side, you bring in Al Harris, you elevate him. Now, first of all, he's already the assistant head coach of the Dallas football team.
Right.
He goes to all the meetings. He's already doing the training. Like, he is in the building. He's in the room. He's got the hat on. It's cool. What happens is, if we elevate Al Harris to head coach, we can keep Mike Zim. And this is important for a couple reasons. One, he's got our defense hitting. We're going to sign Micah to a long-term deal this year, and we can't have Micah on his third defensive coordinator in 4 years, what it is. Need to stick with Zim. He's got Micah has now got Mozzie motivated, because we all heard the drop you got where he says, "We about that life! We about that life!" when they selected Mozzie in the draft. And now Micah's got Mozzie woken up, and Mozzie's stopping the ball. He's doing what he needs to do. You got Demarion Overshown out here playing like nobody's business. He's bumping dudes, knocking balls, and taking it to the house. You got Donovan Wilson in the backfield just thumping on the blitz. And then just give it a minute. But the secondary is all going to come through. And Bland is going to get his. Diggs is going to get his. You got to ride with him. And Al Harris allows you to do that. Because he stays, keeps the defense. The second point is he's already the assistant head coach. He knows the front office.
Right.
That is, he knows how to do the Jerry dance, right? Oh, Jerry says this, and Al's going to show up at the press conference, and Al is cool as a cucumber. You ever heard Al Harris in a press conference? Law, you ever heard him?
Yeah.
He's cool, ain't he?
Yeah, all right, so I get your sentiment. So you're thinking that you keep Zim, you elevate Al Harris, so this will be a defensive-minded team. He's going to have to find ultimately an offensive coordinator and these sorts of things,
Bingo.
right? All right, so go ahead.
So what it is then, but then in the head, so he knows how to play the Jerry Jones dance, which is good, and he can handle the media. And then we've been talking about we need a stern coach, right?
Right.
A lot of talk in the nation talking about we need somebody who's going to get after these guys. We need something. We talk about being soft, and I want to see. I think the generation is different. You can't be shouting at any guys now. Micah's got a podcast. Everybody's got social media. I think what Al Harris can do is he can move us from soft to sharp. He can be like, he doesn't have to go in and shout. He just says a word. He's like, "You gonna quit? You gonna come on with it?" And people are gonna be like, "All right, cool, coach." Like, Al Harris has got a different rhythm, I think, that he can connect with the players. That it's not going to be like, having to come in on some, butt whipping time nonsense, some Bill Belichick nasty boy time. Like, bruh, that nostalgia just doesn't work. Players ain't hearing that. They're making more money, and then the guys that are coming in are on NIL deals.
Right.
Making money since college. Dude, you can't be talking. You making $4 million. I'm making 30. Who you gonna yell at me about, dude?
Yeah.
No, man, you got to come with a different coaching style, different coaching philosophy, and I think Al Harris can bring it. And then move into what you were saying, which is the final part of. So that's the first part of the change. Is you got to change the culture of coaching, but you got to go from soft to sharp. Then the next part of the change is Dak has to pick the OC. McCarthy's offense, it ain't it. So you go into the offseason and you say, Dak, the keys are yours. Who do you want? You want us to go get Eric Bieniemy because UCLA just fired him? What's the difference? Eric Bieniemy has been the man in Kansas City, right? He had a quarterback. Then he goes to Washington football people, and he got Taylor Heineke. He doesn't have a quarterback. Now he's at UCLA. They ain't got no quarterback. What's the difference? Is Dak Prescott can play quarterback. Go get Eric Bieniemy. Bring him in. If you don't like him, go steal Cliff Kingsbury from the Washington football people. That's a guy from, runs to Texas, got the Mahomes connection. Ask Dak what he wants to do, and just give him the keys, and then get the offensive line and get the offensive, the play calling, get the offense running. Run that, here we go, offense, and figure it out. Man. Because here's the whole thing, Law. For the next 3 to 4 years is Jerry's last rodeo. We've got Dak paid, we got CD paid, we got Diggs paid, and we're going to get Micah paid. This is it. This is Jerry Jones's last rodeo. He ain't ready to fold. When he said earlier in the year we were doing a soft reset, this is it. This is the team. This year we're going to roll the dice and see what happens and play spoilers, but the next 3 to 4 years with Dak and head coach Al Harris, This is it for 4 years. Roll with it. So on that note, I'll say 2 more things. One, when it comes to the draft, we need to go ahead and draft Luther Burden III from Missouri. He's going to probably sit right about 18 to 20. You get him with a twin threat. Everybody talking about Scattaboo. You can get him late. This is the deep running back draft. So go, don't. This I don't know anything about the Genty. I know it's a blue field like Kellen Moore. That's all I know, right?
Jeez.
So.
Yeah.
And then to just bring it to the present day, in the next 48 hours, if I may, Law, hot take. How do you beat a Bengal? You catch a tiger by the toe. So let Eminem, that's Micah and Mozzie, shut down the run, force Joe Burrow to throw 2 pick sixes to Spicy Bamboo, Deron Bland, and let's get it going. The STK, that's the Stirring Kool-Aid Committee never quits, and y'all shouldn't either. Sip, sip.
Yes, indeed. No. You gonna have to say how about them Cowboys and give me a score prediction too.
How about them Cowboys? Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Peace,
Okay,
y'all.
appreciate it. Yeah. My guy Fargo, man. Yeah, hey, jeez. He gave me a whole bunch of good stuff, man. So Jerry on his way out, he just gonna bet on black. He going all in on black, baby. Yeah. Bring Al Harris in the Airbnb, boy. We will be. He's going all in, baby. Yeah. You're not making a white-black thing, but that would be monumental, right? Al Harris will be the first black head coach. You know how they gonna twist the narratives and stuff like that. If you make Al Harris your official head coach, give that man a true opportunity. Don't give him like 1 or 2 years and then you got to check out. But you're going to have to make sure you give that man a fair and within reasonable opportunity. Now, Al Harris, he's a defensive guy. He's still going to have to find, dare I say, an offensive coordinator. And guess what? He pretty much played under Mike McCarthy. So, yeah, the Ebony boys, the Ebony staff, we probably win 5 Super Bowls in a row, baby. That will break the curse for real. Yeah. Oh, Jerry, look. Jerry Jones stepped down, right, as the general manager, and my guy, Will McClay, he becomes the official general manager. That will work too. Oh my gosh, boy, that would work too. That might knock some curses out the way. Jerry Jones stepped down as the general manager, plus he elevates Al Harris. Yeah. With my breaking news button, boy, that'll be a good feeling for a whole bunch of things. Yeah, breaking news. Yeah, but all jokes aside, I think I've seen Al Harris at his works. He is a very demanding guy. He is a passionate leader. I think players do gravitate and listen to him. I think that he will be able to get great attention to the room. But from the offensive perspective, Al Harris could be like a Dan Campbell type, just to be real with y'all. Far as being an aggressor in the locker room and uplifting and these sorts of things. The other thing would be who would be his OC. Normally, you would have to look back at the years of when he played at Green Bay, right? And what his relationship with Mike McCarthy, because normally they pull from those trees. I don't foresee Jerry Jones moving that way. I think Jerry Jones would either go with the Jason Wittens of the world or with Kellen Moore. And I heard saying somebody said, can you please shut out the Kellen Moore as a head coach thing? That could be a deal here. That could be, all right, Kellen Moore, bring him in and these sorts of things. But I don't think that will be the situation there. I don't know, man. Look, the more we talk about this, the more and more we hear that Mike McCarthy is here to stay. Yeah. More and more we talk about these things, the more and more we will hear that Mike McCarthy will be here to stay. I don't foresee Mike McCarthy going anywhere in these sorts of things if that's the case, because how would you really hire a guy? Let me see. They said Cam Scatterboo is killing it right now. Scatterboo. Yeah, appreciate you. Let me see what we got here. Scatterboo, as I get my 202 in and then the 469. We're going to get 202 in. Big Amish, man, talk to us, man.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them? Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the truth. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
What does the good book say about being lukewarm? Right? Hot or cold. Give me hot or cold. But give me lukewarm, I'll spit you out. Love me or hate me.
Okay.
One of the two. Don't give me lukewarm. Was Michael Irvin lukewarm when it came to winning or dedicating himself? No, he wasn't lukewarm. Was Jesus lukewarm? You brought up Jesus before. No. Was Jimmy Johnson lukewarm? No. Is Mike McCarthy lukewarm? Because really what it's saying is, and I'm asking you, do you think Mike McCarthy's lukewarm?
Yeah, I'm thinking he's in between. Yeah. Go ahead. I see your point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I apologize because I don't want to take too much time, but being lukewarm is when you hear Dak Prescott saying he needs, and everyone needs help, don't get me wrong, but when a coach is not standing up, Law Nation has a backbone, right? We call in, we say what we feel, we believe in what we say, we want the best for the Cowboys, but you can't do your best when you're lukewarm. It doesn't work, right? You can't be half committed, can't be half 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot out. You're dead or alive, one of the two. You got to choose what you want to be, right? And right now you have Mike McCarthy,
right,
who has done. If his issue is I can't coach because I'm not given, the authority to make these decisions. Well, guess what? That's what he chooses to do, and that's fine. If you want to be lukewarm, that's fine for you. But it may not be good for winning a Super Bowl, and it says a lot about the person, because that means you're compromised. You could be compromised by your boss, right? Jesus wasn't compromised. He only had one boss, and he made that very clear, who he's devoted to.
Right.
And so, and I'll give an example. Even in our old Cowboys, I remember that division game against the Giants. Was it 94? It was for the 95 Super Bowl.
Okay.
But his shoulder, he had a separated shoulder.
Right.
He doesn't talk about it, but you could tell, man, he was wincing. He won that game. He willed it, and his teammates willed it as well. They all did their part, but they knew he was carrying the day. He bore that cross that day, and that's how they got in that Super Bowl run. Without that game, they wouldn't have had home field advantage.
Right.
They wouldn't have had those 2 weeks, and they wouldn't go on to win. Okay, now that's being committed, right? That's being hot or cold. You could be one of the two. Now, when Jerry Jones bought the team with Jimmy Johnson, right, they were disruptive. They did not win crap for a while, for 3 years, right? That took him to turn that team around. But he was disruptive. Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones, they both had something to prove. They were committed.
Right.
They were hot. They were hot. They were committed, right? You can't deny that. And so, but now you have Coach Jones, and you have Stephen Jones talk about skins on the wall. Well, don't forget, skins on the wall. Who did they fire? And they had no skins on the wall. They fired Tom Landry, a legendary coach, Super Bowl winner twice. They fired him. That's skins on the wall. Why was it okay to get rid of someone with skins on the wall then and not now? I'm just raising that question. Right?
Okay.
So you have Jerry Jones, the salesman. Right? He wants us to think he's all in. Skins on the wall means something.
Right.
They want us to think he shits ice cream.
Mm.
That's what I want you. That's what he's a salesman right now. He won his championships. He has an empire now, and maybe he doesn't want to win a championship anymore because he has an empire to deal with. Comment on that. I just leave that for right now with you.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, the big Amish man. Appreciate you. Good call right there, man. So he's talking about, the willingness or the ability to fire a coach, and oh boy, his excuse was like, hey, they got skins on the walls. I would say this though. That damn Scatterboo can run. Boy, y'all right on Scatterboo and them. Scatterboo, scat! He's like a more flexible Peyton Hillis out there right now. Yeah. Good run by Scatterboo. Scatterboo! Scat-a-boo! But the big Amish point here. Man, nobody know what Jones is gonna do, bro. They literally, the only coach that had to fire and a desire to win it, they got into it. And it took him 10,000 years to put him in the Ring of Honor, right? So, and his name Jimmy Johnson, right? And we all know the Barry Switzer thing. He was more qualified as a coach than, dare I say, a Chan Gailey or a Dave Campo, because he was a OU Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame coach, right, on the collegiate level, and he came here and did some things for us. But I don't know, man. But let me get my guy on, man, to really give us the word here from the 469. What's on your mind, Timothy, the preacher cowboy? You're live. Talk to me, man.
How's everybody doing?
Where you at?
Can you hear me?
Nah, man. It sound like you in the closet, man. Bro, you sound like you far away.
Can you hear me now?
Muffled a little bit, but man, talk to me, man. What you got?
Yeah. I feel like, it's like I miss the old coaches, man. I miss the old Jimmy Johnson. He always played.
Man, you probably gonna have to call back tomorrow, man. I can't even get you, man. I can't even hear you, bro.
Can you get me?
That's a little bit better.
Can you get me?
Nah, bro. You sound terrible, man. I don't know, bro. You said you sound like you in a confession box, bro. You sound better now. Come on with it.
Yeah, I miss the old coach, man, Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
When he said discipline, when he got in your face, when he saw a mistake, when he got in your face and said, "You're doing this wrong. No, you're doing that wrong." And when he taught Michael Irvin, and he teach the greatest players,
right,
who's in the Hall of Fame now. And when you see a coach like that, you birdie. That's very world, man. That's very world. Coaches like that, it's amazing to have. And we should have kept Jimmy Johnson longer. You know what I'm saying? Longer for long, but you're not gonna get along with Jerry Jones. Because doing that because Jerry Jones got too much pride. He got pride. So we both know, he wants you to go. But what I'm saying is, we have to keep that same, condition to say, you know what, we're going to keep fighting until the end of the game.
Okay.
That's the problem. Don't give up when you know you're losing. Don't lose. It's out on everything. To win, you have to come together. You have to get in your face, get in the player's face. Say, you winners. You're gonna win. You're gonna win this game.
Yeah.
So keep fighting. Even though we got stabbed so many times, even though got cut and bleed out blue,
But guess what? We got to patch our stuff together. Patch up and to come to steal and keep fighting and fighting and win. Because let me tell you something. Because a warrior will win. A warrior will make it to that.
Yeah. Keep going. Okay.
A fight in, I always going to be a fighter in. A fighter in, I always going to win.
Sonic boom. Come on with it, man. Oh my gosh, man. Boy, you in that Sonic bubble. Somebody said you. You in that Sonic bubble. Come on. You did. Oh my gosh. You go, my dog, Timothy. Oh man, call back tomorrow, bro. Oh my god! Oh shit! Oh my gosh, man! Oh my gosh, man! Oh my god! Oh my god! Y'all inspired me to create a new drop, man. Hey, shit! I love y'all to the moon and back, baby. I love y'all to the moon and back, bro. And somebody said you gotta call Frenkel now. That's 214 or 817 on all of the threes you can dial, man. So that's a good point. That's a really good point. If you don't make it, if you can't call that number before he drowned. Oh my gosh, man. Hey. Let me play it one more time. That boy trying to swim. I said, Tim, Preacher, help me. Help me. No. Oh. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, man. All right, let me get on up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all, man. The other 5 callers, man, call back tomorrow, man. I had to let him be the last one, man. You know, he gonna call back tomorrow, though. That's my guy, you know, Preacher Tim, man. He always deliver a great message, man, for all of y'all to hear, man. But, jeez. Oh my gosh, man. That is inspired. Who was the first person to put it in there? Like, they're like pastors in that damn Sonic bubble, man. Which one of y'all that said that? Which one of y'all said that, man? I'm gonna give y'all credit, man. I'm gonna give y'all full credit for that one. Which one of y'all? And I put them rings in there. You know how you get? You know how you hit them rings? Jeez. Oh my gosh, man. You ready? Oh my gosh, man. All right, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. But at the end of the day, even though Pastor couldn't give us those messages, man, I'm gonna try to give you guys some food for thoughts, man. This particular team. It was you, Posey, yeah. Posey, you crazy as hell, man. Shout out to Posey, man, for having me to come up with this. All right, man. I'm gonna take y'all home, man. I'm gonna go play Sonic the Hedgehog after this, man. Yeah, and wonder why Dr. Evil, as big as he is, and as wide as he is, he was faster than Sonic. Yeah. Who remember? On the end, you know, when he get to running, that Joker get to running, and his little legs would just get to running, and he was faster than Sonic. I said, how Dr. Evil or Dr. Egg or whatever his name is, How is he faster than Sonic? Because he had will. He had determination. He had all of those things with him, you know. Jeez. But neither here nor there. The Cowboys, boy, we lost all of our rings. What happened to our rings? We got 5 rings to it. But the Eagles, yeah, I know y'all up in here, y'all got that. Y'all got 1 ring. We got a whole bunch of them. Oh my gosh. Mama said there will be days just like this. And whether it's a hot seat or not, we Dallas Cowboys, we want to be victorious on Monday Night Football. We want to be victorious on the way we play. We want to be victorious in this draft. Whether it's Omarion that can break it down, or whether it's Ali Gordon who can be flash, or whether it's Genty who got a lot of mileages on them tires. Hopefully we can run them for the next 4 years here. Or could it be Mason Graham? We don't know. But at the end of the day, I still want us to win. I still want us to take this thing all the way out. I want to see if Mike McCarthy can prove us all wrong, right? That's what I want to see. Continue to apply the pressure to him. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep. And that's right, Jamie. 203 goes to show you who's the real fans are. Yes. To give up your time and your peace and all of your sleep and all of your desires. To be hungry enough to go out there and get things done with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it, Cowboy Nation. J-May, when they say the numbers are down, the clouds are about the Cowboys, and why do we continue to talk? Lord, why do you continue to give us the same energy? Because that's how I'm built. Regardless, I've been in rooms where we have 2,000 people watching. I've been in this mix when we have 1,000 people watching. I've been in this mix when we have 500 to 100 people watching, and I'm going to give y'all the same energy when we have 10 people watching. Let those who have ears hear that this right here is not the beginning nor the end. It's the consistency of law. And there may be people that got 4 or 5 million subscribers. There may be people with 500,000 subscribers. There may be people with 100 subscribers. And there may be someone right now with 1 subscriber. There may be those that say that they are better, that they perform this and that better. But at the end of the day, no one will be more consistent than law. No one will be more philosophical than law. No one will have the voice of law. No one will have the dedication for the nation as better, they're best than Law Nation Sports, because I'm going to give you all of me, not a piece of me. Yes, indeed. And at the end of the day, I'm working for y'all. I'm putting out this content for you, because this also helped me in my mental capacity. So write that down in the hearts and minds of y'all people, that I'm here for you. And ask not with these things that's going to be done for you under the sound of law, but just know that under the declarations of everything, without hesitations nor deviations, beyond any situation, you're always going to hear this. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Yo, let's get on up out here. Hey, in the words of Prime.
Give me my theme music.
Yo. Come on with it. I just want to run it up, baby. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to all of the real ones. I got a photographic memory. I know who's been here, and I know who's been dodging and shaking. Come on with it. Let's get it. Lately, I just want to what? Come on with it. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Roll those credits. When we make it big, I just want the same 200 to be here. When we make it big, I want the same 200. I know how the bandwagon things works. Come on with it. Destiny.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still sit and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T, like I'm with Rabbit now. I'm with A, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this.
Come on with it, baby. Call it too legit. Come on with it.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel lately.
Shout out to you, NJ. Appreciate you, Seabass, Gracia, TA, Cowboys, Ghost Face Gaming. Come on.
Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna count that too.
I am awake. Nobody, baby. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh no!
Lately, I just
Jeez, man. All right. Until next time, DC for life. Let's slow it down for my mind to your mind. Let's get it. All right. Come on with it. And remember, you're listening to Topeka Atkins. Appreciate you. Young Superstar. I see you in the chat, Young Star. Ghostface Gaming. 6 and 7. Grim. Appreciate you. Seabass. Let's get it. Yup.
take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in, yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
Ooh.
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Danger, baby.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Could
I be on.
play it too.
I follow. Until next time, baby. We about. Peace.